Once upon a time my boss disclosed his income to a magazine while I could barely afford to eat. 8 years ago I was working in a preschool, a big national franchise. My mother runs a preschool and saw an ad in a teacher magazine encouraging people to buy their own franchise. My mom sent me the ad and there was my boss and his wife saying, "We own 2 schools and make $400 a year." Meanwhile I had learned that families were paying $1, $8,001,500 depending on the age of the kid. And wouldn't you know it, the staff was making between $2,000 and $2,800 a month. This is one of the highest cost of living areas in the U.S. Several teachers used food stamps and the only ones not severely struggling were those with higher earning spouses. This man was taking his family on annual trips to Whistler while his staff had to choose between gas and groceries. I watched my job give a sucky college ball team 7 meters. They invited us to the game, and then tell us no raises this year. Private education, much like private healthcare, is repugnant to everyone but those who profit from it. Do you like having good, caring, well-rested employees? Do you like not getting sued for careless mistakes that a tired employee could make? Then let me introduce you to paying employees enough to live comfortably. Sure, you might only make $300,000 per year instead of $400,000. But if your good employees need to get a second job to make ends meet, then you're going to have potentially deadly mistakes. For only $30 per hour, you too can have dependable, committed employees who are worth keeping around. Quote, "This is capitalism. Enjoy." That's really disheartening to hear. It's unfair how some bosses prioritize their own wealth over taking care of their hardworking employees. And if you find a way to come up with enough money for a franchise, you too can exploit other people's labor providing mediocre service at inflated prices to unsuspecting customers. As an added bonus, the franchisor will teach you how to ignore any moral quagmire by brainwashing you into thinking you're a good person providing much-needed jobs and services to your community. I don't know what's wrong with business owners, executives, top leadership, etc., that they can watch their employees struggle and be content earning orders of magnitude more money than them. I don't own a business nor am I ultra-wealthy. I have been a hiring manager in the past, and I always pushed for the highest pay that HR would agree to for new hires and pay raises. I would not be comfortable with myself if I was earning hundreds of thousands or more per year and I had employees taking home $3,000, $40,000 per year. Those are not good wages that lead to a comfortable life. Our CEO at a town hall announced no one was getting a bonus, however proceeded to said, "I am still getting a bonus though. His bonus is $1 million. Just the bonus, not including his salary or anything else he writes off as a business's expense." Was this Goddard, Northern Virginia? Find a parent with 2 kids enrolled. Offer to babysit in-house for price of 1.5 kids. I worked for a company that never gave raises but we had a racing sailboat. This is exactly the reason why there needs to be stricter regulation on wage gaps within a company. If you are running 2 small schools, I'd imagine you have about 20 employees each. So about 40 total. You should not be making 20x your lowest employee. For 40 employees, maybe like 3x max. If you want to make more, then pay your employees more. This would be such a simple way to ensure more equal pay. Like if the big CEO of a company wants to make $1 million a month, his lowest employee should make at minimum $150K. Revolting is the only way else for the boss, it's business as usual. The daycare my sister takes my niece and nephew to only pays the staff like $12 per hour. They only do it because staff get a major discount. Maybe even free, I forget. Sounds like you could poach some of the clients easily and multiply your income. My brother-in-law in Jacksonville used to work for Alltel, and every year he and everyone else got decent year-end bonuses. Then one year his leadership announced there would be no more bonuses. 2 weeks later the company announced that they had purchased the naming rights to the new stadium that the Jacksonville Jaguars would be playing at. He left soon after but still refers to it as Bonus Stadium. My wife is a preschool teacher. As a college grad, she's not even making $20. I'm a high school dropout working trades. And I make 3 times what she does. It's wild. How many employees did he have at these 2 schools? There was a story in the paper here semi-recently about how our CEO and a couple others kept the company running and made record profits in hard times. We make toilet paper, how hard are the times really? And it let us know he makes almost $900K as a base salary and he got an $8 million bonus. UHG. Not much dissimilar here in Australia. My wife worked for a privately owned childcare chain. The owners drove around in Guagons and Ferraris. They ended up selling all but one of the centers to an even larger national chain. And they're using the one center they kept to rebuild their business. Probably to sell it again. And yeah, the educators were only paid exactly what the government stipulated as the absolute minimum. And nothing more. When a center has 60+ children whose parents are paying almost $200 per day, including the government subsidies, that means the center was pulling in around $60,000 per week or $3.12 million per year. With only 8 to 10 staff at a center with an average salary of $35,000. Max they'd be paying would be $350,000 per center for salary. All bills, electricity, gas, water, would be tax write-offs, as would any supplies, food, etc., so they'd be able to keep everything left after paying wages. Though I would expect an incidental budget of around $100,000 per center to cover things like substitutes, emergency repairs, etc. The couple owned somewhere between 10 and 15 centers. Even at the low end of 10, they'd be raking in around $25 million per year before tax. And I'm sure they would have accountants that would ensure they didn't pay much tax. Edit. Bad maths.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.